I'm coming at you live on this Sunday. And first and foremost, as always, I want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we all know that the Los Angeles Lakers fell on yesterday, falling to the Denver Nuggets in a crucial game. And with that crucial game, the Lakers are now down 3-0. And of course, that is something that no team in the history of the NBA has ever done, has come back from a 0-3 deficit. And right now, we just want to keep it real and say it does not look good for the Los Angeles Lakers. And to be honest, going into this series, I knew it would be a battle. I knew that it would be close games every game, but I thought with the Lakers defense that they could actually win this series in 6 games, to be honest. But what I do want to point out is the main thing that I think that's really hurt the Lakers this series is that of rookie coach Darvin Ham. Just some of the decisions that he's made, I just don't understand for the life of me why he continues to play D'Angelo Russell. If you take a look at D'Lo, for this entire series, D'Angelo Russell has a plus minus of minus 53. So you're talking about one player throughout this series, through 3 games, is a minus 53 when he's on the floor. Now, men lie, women lie, but numbers do not lie. And what this is saying is when D'Angelo Russell is on the floor, the Lakers suffer. And before I take a little bit of a dive into more of the numbers of surrounding D'Angelo Russell, if you really want to look at the beginning of the game, when the Lakers came out and started D'Angelo Russell, they went down by 14 or 15 points. And of course, Rui Hachimura enters the game. The Lakers make these adjustments. Just if you look at the first game, the same thing. Lakers come out getting blasted by 20 points. They make the adjustment. Rui Hachimura enters the game. They allow Anthony Davis to float off of, let Rui be the main defender against Jokic, and then Anthony Davis to come on help, which was working very well for the Lakers, and what actually let them get back into game 1 when they was down by 20. And then the next thing you know, the same thing happened, and a lot of people around the league and people, media, and anybody who has a half a brain when it comes to the NBA could see, well, Darvin Ham needs to start Rui Hachimura in game 2. He still didn't do it. He elected to go back to the original lineup, unlike the dumb 3-guard lineup, which we'll talk more about that later. But he elected to go with Vanderbilt. The Lakers came out again, this is game 3, losing by 14 points in the first quarter. So how can you lose by 14 points in the first quarter? You insert the other lineup with Rui Hachimura, and all of a sudden, you get back into the game and you actually tie the game up at one point in the first half, and you end up only being down by 2, if I'm not mistaken, at halftime. And then, as I was watching this game, I said, you know what? If Darvin Ham comes out in the second half, it's the same way he did in the first half to begin the game with that same lineup, then the Lakers going to get cooked. And lo and behold, Darvin Ham still came out in the second half playing D'Angelo Russell, starting again with Vanderbilt, the same lineup that you got smoked in the first quarter. Something told you, well, let me try that again in the third quarter. And I understand that D'Angelo is under contract. You may want to keep D'Angelo Russell because you feel like he could be the answer at point guard. But I'm telling you right now, and I said it the past couple series, even when D'Angelo Russell played good in 2 of those games, and I think he hit those 5 or 6 threes, timely threes in the Memphis game, I'm not taking anything away from that. He did do that, but I was already saying during those series, D'Angelo Russell is not playoff ready. You can look at his plus minus in the playoffs. He's never been successful. He's too small. He's not physical enough. You can easily body him and have your way with him. And when he's on the floor, the Denver Nuggets are going to constantly exploit the mismatch. They can't hide him. See, they can hide him against Golden State, but you couldn't hide him against the Denver Nuggets because the Denver Nuggets are longer, they're taller, and they're capable of just being great wing defenders and covering up a lot of airspace in a little bit of time. And even if you close out to them on 3-point shots, you're not tall enough. Austin Reeves closing out on Michael Porter Jr., you're not tall enough. Why are you not starting Rui Hachimura to be a wing defender. And you did that in the first trade deadline when you got him before the other new squad got there. And he was a starter who ended up getting relegated to the bench for whatever reason, because we know Malik Beasley. And then you see Malik Beasley has got no playing time in the series. I'm not saying that he should have, maybe a few minutes here or there. You know he's streaky. Maybe he can have one of those games and come in and hit 5 or 6 threes. At some point, you have to try something different. But I will say this. Every single game, if you look at every single game, the games have been close. The games have been close. The first game, they was blowing them out. The second game, the Lakers was right there. They really controlled the game most of the game. Then Jamal Murray goes off in the fourth quarter. You really couldn't do anything about that, to be honest. He just went off. Then he did the same thing in the first half this time, because you know why? He got into a rhythm. And y'all, I don't know, I'm trying to see, has anybody, I just want to ask anybody, has anybody made any comments? Because I haven't seen any of them. Okay, now I'm starting to see them, y'all. So I apologize to anybody who's been making comments. I haven't seen any questions. I was like, man, this is a mighty quiet group today. Y'all gonna just sit up here and let me talk. I talk all day long, but I want to have interaction. So I'm still not, I don't understand why I'm not seeing, the comments coming through. Okay, now I'm seeing some comments. LeBron looked tired. He ready to go home. Man, I'm going to tell y'all something like this. It's a lot of people. And I just want to touch on this real quick before we get back into the game. And there's a lot of people who I don't understand. I don't know if it's hatred built deep within their hearts, or even unknown hatred that they don't even know. But just to hate on one man. Did y'all see what Shaquille O'Neal said yesterday? Shaquille O'Neal said, now mark it down what Shaq said. It just don't make sense. Shaquille O'Neal said on yesterday, if LeBron James gets swept in this series, that he's no longer in the GOAT conversation. Now tell me how ridiculous that sounds. Because let me tell you something. LeBron James is 38 years old. First of all, he's 38 years old. Shaq, when you was 38 years old in year 20, you averaged 9 points a game for that season, and you tried to chase a championship with LeBron James and chase a championship with Boston and chase a championship with Phoenix. So go somewhere and sit down. Shaq sitting up here saying he wouldn't be in that conversation exactly, I was getting to that. His foot. Before that, people got such a short memory. Young GOAT, tell it like it is, GOAT. They got a short memory because in the month of December, LeBron James was averaging 33, 34 points a game for a good stretch. It was looking good and young, and everybody was saying Father Time hadn't caught him. So you want to tell me, and I know it eventually comes and boom, it's like that, but he was already battling with a foot injury for a long time. Yeah, who is this? Marquise Wilkes, yes. Said he expected Mo Bamba to be clear. I saw that on yesterday, and this is, let me touch on that real quick before I get back to the LeBron thing. How the hell Mo Bamba gonna be ready for the next game when he could have just played in this game? You ready for the next game? That means they've been amping you up to get ready. LeBron James hobbling around on this sore foot. How many times have you seen LeBron James land on Anthony Davis or another player's foot just in this playoff run? The same foot that's injured. And he still keep tying up his damn shoe at 38 years old and going out there like a soldier. Mo Bamba got a high ankle sprain, and Mo Bamba been out for how many weeks now? Thank you, LeBron, 14 games of 35 plus. Now people thought he lost it. Man, you can clearly see he doesn't have the same burst. Of course, some of it has to do with fatigue. Of course, some of it has to do with fatigue, because fatigue will set in when you're playing every other game and you playing 40 minutes a game. How many minutes did LeBron James play again yesterday? 43 minutes. This is what I want y'all to remember. We're going to talk about Kyrie next time, but I'm not necessarily sold on that. The Lakers going to have options. We're going to have a whole lot of time in the offseason to talk about that too. But what I want to point out just on this last game, with 7 minutes and 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter, the Lakers was winning. LeBron James had got an and one. He missed a free throw, came back down, had to stop, came back, made a shot. And with 7 minutes and 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter, the Lakers were winning 94-93. And then what? Do y'all remember what happened? I'm not seeing the comments. Anybody remember what happened? They was winning 94-93. LeBron James went to the bench. It was 94-93. LeBron James went to the bench for 1 damn minute. From the 7 minute and 25 second mark to the 6 minute and 30 second mark. 55 seconds, actually less than 1 minute, and the score went from the Lakers being up 94-93 to the Lakers being down 99-94. He took Bron out. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. He took LeBron out. And when he took LeBron out, which he had to get a breather, but damn, the man come out for 1 minute. You got a 1-point lead. You thinking, let me get him a little blow real quick so he can come back in and finish. He goes to the bench, come back, and a lot of that had to do with AD and, of course, Lonnie Walker, who came in for LeBron James, which I think that's a mistake. You need right now, people not hitting threes for the Lakers. You need some defensive presence. I know Troy Brown kind of played his way out of rotation, and Lonnie Walker had a big offensive game last series that kind of brought him back some playing time, but you totally abandoned Troy Brown Jr., who I think can play some good defense. He's longer on the wing, too. I think in a pick-and-roll situation with him getting the switch, he could do a decent job on Jamal Murray. So why has Troy Brown been relegated to the bench for Lonnie Walker? Because I'm telling y'all right now, go back and look at the tape, because I just looked at the film before I jumped on here, because I wanted to see two pivotal points in the game that caused the Lakers to really lose. And these two pivotal points in the game was that fourth quarter stretch, of course, that we saw. And, of course, in the third quarter, when Jokic picked up that bogus foul, and even as a Lakers fan, I will tell you, there shouldn't have been a foul on Jokic. They say his knee clipped him, but those same calls have went against the Lakers before. So, you know, they're consistently bad with these kind of calls. If anything, I think it was somebody, Jeff Green, bumped him on the chest, but they decided to give it to Jokic from the contact underneath with his leg or whatever. But at the end of the day, Jokic went to the bench in that third quarter with like 7 or 8 minutes and didn't even play. The Lakers should have went on a good run with Jokic on that bench that whole time. But you know what Darvin Ham elected to do during that whole time? Darvin Ham elected to go with that 3 small ball guard lineup. And they couldn't take advantage of the bigger, longer, stronger Denver Nuggets lineup, even without a true center. They didn't have a center in there during the time that Jokic was on the bench for 7 minutes of the last 7 minutes of the third quarter. They didn't have a center, and Anthony Davis couldn't take advantage of that. Now, if you look at the box score now, this is what I want to point out. If you look at the box score of Anthony Davis, 28 points, 18 rebounds. That's pretty damn good. You look at Jokic, 24 points. AD outscored him, just like he did in game one, but game one was way better for Jokic. The Lakers haven't put their foot on the gas pedal yet. Man, I'm going to tell y'all something. To me, in my opinion, the Denver Nuggets coach, I think, is a great motivator, and he's motivated them young guys to say, listen, they put us out in the Western Conference Finals 3 years ago. We're 3 years older now. We're 3 years more mature. We've been the #1 seed since the middle of December. Nobody is respecting us. Everybody talking about them. Let's go out. And he has their confidence on a high level. So I was worried yesterday. I talked a little bit of junk yesterday, y'all. That's just me having fun. I did talk a little bit of junk yesterday. But if you look at it, you knew Denver was going to come in. They considered it a business trip. If you notice in the post-game presser last game, they kept saying business trip, business trip. We're going on a business trip. He had already put that mentality to them. They weren't coming out to La La Land to have fun. They weren't going to no strip clubs on the side. They wasn't doing nothing but coming to hoop. And that's what they came for, strictly business. And Jamal Murray went off in that first half. He was completely damn near shut down in the entire second half. The Lakers, like I said, in the fourth quarter with 7:25 remaining, were up 1. LeBron James went to the bench for 1 minute and came back down by 5. And during that stretch, Lonnie Walker and Anthony Davis made poor closeout possessions and switches on 3 points that resulted in multiple three-pointers for the Nuggets to hit wide open threes. And on the same token, the Denver role players was hitting wide open threes, and the Lakers role players were not, aside from Austin Reeves, who might be more elevated than a role player right now, who hit pretty good. Because if you look at Austin Reeves, he was 7 out of 10, and 3 out of 5 for 3. Oh, man! My boy finally joined us, Paul. He said he laughing at Nuggets haters. Now, this man, Paul, y'all, just in case for anybody out here who don't know, he claims to be a Lakers fan. Now, how many people sport this right here and sit up here and laugh at their team losing? See, that's what Tupac used to call a hater in disguise. See, we got haters in disguise, but you know what we do? We send love back to you said the Lakers in 5, what happened? Hey, it's basketball. I'm not the end-all, be-all of perfection of calling every game. I called them thus far and did a damn good job. Now, if you tuned in and you late, I'll catch you up on what happened. Some bad coaching by Darvin Ham. Some bad coaching by Darvin Ham that led to the Nuggets jumping off to a big lead in the first quarter by having D'Angelo Russell still in the lineup. And I'm telling y'all right now, if I was the coach for the Los Angeles Lakers, they could win 4 in a row if you played the rotations correctly. But they didn't play the rotations correctly. You had D'Angelo Russell. I'm going to say it again. Minus 53 in this series. Why the hell do you continue to play him? Appreciate that, DP. Set him straight. I said it's 6, not 5. Let's change it to 7. Nah, I ain't going to get too crazy. People call me delusional, man. I just like to be motivated. You understand me? At the end of the day, the Lakers started off 2-10. They had an atrocious roster this year. They put something together, and they've made a hell of a run. It might be over. It might not be. All they got to do is win 1. Sometimes you just need to get, thank you, Brian. Sit D-Lo. I don't want to see D-Lo at all. I don't give a damn about his feelings. See, they must want to bring him back so bad. That's why they continue playing him. You see, Steve Kerr wasn't with it. Steve Kerr last series, what you see, JaMychal Green come in one game. You might not see JaMychal Green again. It's facts over feelings, baby. And for some reason, Darvin Ham is considering D-Lo feelings. Or some reason, Darvin Ham is probably trying to sit up here and just think that D'Angelo Russell is going to come here in the offseason and they know he's a free agent. I'm telling y'all right now, the Lakers better not get this dude no max money or nowhere damn near max money. Because right now, I would prefer Dennis Schroeder to be the starter over D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell is a so-called better shooter, but you haven't seen him perform in the playoffs. And I think Schroeder is a much better defensive player, much better on-ball defender, history star. I like that attitude, J-Dot. History starred now. History started now. I mean, you just never know. Like I'm telling y'all, all you got to do is win 1. They act like the Denver Nuggets they dominated the series, but they've act like the Denver Nuggets has just come out and smacked the Lakers start to finish each game. That has not been the case. They did in game 1. They got up by a big lead. Lakers got right back in it. Game 2, Lakers controlled the game most of the game. Murray went off at the last minute in the fourth quarter. They won the game. Game 3, back and forth kind of slugfest. Like I just said, 7 minutes and 25 seconds into the fourth quarter, the Lakers were still winning by 1 point until LeBron James went to the bench. And we saw 5, except LeBron James is old and washed. He's going to get swept just like Kobe Hall of Fame slept in other playoffs. See, that's what happened to smooth brain people like my boy Paul right here. He live and wake up and pray for people downfall, and he love to talk about LeBron James. For some reason, he just love to talk about LeBron James and people like Shaq, like I said earlier, want to judge this man at 38. Paul, you proving he the GOAT because you sitting up here talking about this man at 38 years old and putting on an expectation level to him like he was the 25-year-old MVP of the league. And that's what you're saying about LeBron James right now. Come on, Paul. I need you to get together. LeBron James should have been guarding Murray earlier. They could insert LeBron at the point. I wouldn't mind seeing that. If y'all hadn't forgot, that's what they did. That's what they did back then. You know, and Paul, here come Paul with Jordan is to go. We're not going to make that about this show. We got all summer to talk about that. But since you want to bring up Jordan real quick, let me just point this out to you, Mr. Paul. Let me point this out to you. What the hell was Michael Jordan doing at age 38 years old? What was Michael Jordan doing at age 38 years old with the Washington Wizards? Had several single-point games that year. Averaged 20 points a game. Couldn't make the playoffs. Had Jerry Stackhouse, a very formidable good guard with him at 38 years old. And then Shaq yesterday had the nerve to say, if the Lakers get swept, then LeBron James is out of the GOAT conversation. That's ignorant. That's very ignorant of Shaq to say that because he a deep down hater as well because he chased the ring with LeBron and he couldn't get it. He chased the ring with LeBron. Paul, since you want to bring this up, Paul, let me tell you something, my guy. Michael Jordan, do you not know in the Phoenix Suns, when he played the Phoenix Suns in the finals, who hit the game-winning walk-off shot in Game 6? Who hit the game-winning walk-off shot in Game 6? Was it Michael Jordan? I don't think so. It was John Paxson who ended that series. Game 7, the Bulls would have been in trouble in Phoenix. I was there to watch it. Were you? Now, if Jordan the GOAT, who shut down Barkley in that Phoenix series. Who was the MVP that year was Charles Barkley. Who guarded him that whole series and held him down? It was Scottie Pippen. Because ain't no way in hell Jordan can guard Charles Barkley. So what would they do without Scottie Pippen? And what was Jordan them doing when Orlando and Shaq smacked his ass and put him out? He ran to go get Dennis Rodman. Y'all want to talk about LeBron James. He ran and begged Dennis Rodman to come to the team. Got their ass beat by Orlando and then came back and got Dennis Rodman the next year with Horace Grant hurt. They didn't have nobody to guard Shaq until they went out and got Rodman. Jordan wasn't doing it by himself. You think Luke Longley was finna stop Shaq? Man, get off that whatever you on, Paul. You need to get the dope out your brains and the hope in your brains. The dope out your veins and the hope in your brains. You will never get nowhere. LeBron had 6 finals. So what? LeBron went 8 years in a row. You notice since LeBron left the East, it's been a different champion every year. Been a different champion every year. LeBron made it look easy to go to the finals. Whatever team he went to the finals. 4 straight here, 4 straight there. How many Giannis done went to in a row? How many Jokic done went to in a row? All y'all favorite players out here in this NBA right now who want to say LeBron didn't do this or that. Steph Curry always had a better team. Who just put out the damn dynasty of the Golden State Warriors? How soon you forget. But you wake up praying for the downfall of the next man. You wake up praying for the downfall. Appreciate that, Mike. Appreciate it. Praying for the downfall of the next man. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan playing a Portland Trail Blazers team with Clyde Drexler. Who else Clyde have on the team? Duckworth? Michael Porter? Jerome Kersey? And you got Scottie Pippen, all NBA defense, all them years. Phil Jackson himself said that Scottie Pippen was the best all-around player on the Bulls. So holler at the coach about it. Thank you. Year 20, Western Conference Finals. But guess what, H. Miller? LeBron James playing hurt right now. Paul, I acknowledge you right. You won the series. What else you want? Man, guess what, Paul? Guess what? They were the favorites. Vegas had them picked as the favorites. You act like you're the only one that's right. Thousands of people that was right who picked the series, the odds makers who picked the series, and everybody else who did, there was a reason they was the underdog. But I would be remiss in saying this. The Lakers had an opportunity in every game. That they did. But one thing, he a hater. We know. We send love to him. We appreciate him. We appreciate Paul, though, because we send love to haters. Y'all know that's what we do. We send love to haters because we appreciate them. You know, without them, you know, we wouldn't shine so bright. You understand me? Because if they ain't hating on you, then they ain't, you know, you're not doing something right. Look, he said, you're calling me a hater. I can't even see what you're saying, Paul. Who is this here? LeBron playing like he in his prime at age 38. Still facts. And you know what else? LeBron James just, a couple of months ago, y'all saw what he was doing before the injury. You saw him turn his ankle several times during these playoffs. And you know what? He still hobbled. Have you seen LeBron James make any excuse? Playing a day on, day off, day on, day off, day on, day off, day on, day off at 38 years old. Brian, I'm telling you what, you never know. If the Lakers just get one victory on them, because if the Lakers get one victory on them, then if the Lakers get one victory, then the pressure moves to Denver. See, Denver hasn't had any pressure yet. You know, a lot of this time in the playoff is all about pressure. And Denver hadn't felt any pressure. They was up 1-0. They got number 2, game 2. So when they came in here, they said, you know what? The pressure not on us, even though the Lakers obviously thought, well, they're going to lay down. We're back at home. The home crowd is going to be into it. But the pressure still wasn't on Denver. The pressure was on the Lakers because they're the ones down 2-0. They got to win a game, you see? But if the Lakers just win one more game, then exactly. Thank you, ASAP. You're right. That's the only reason why they say it. Nah, they don't need to get Kyrie, y'all. Everybody wants them to get Kyrie. Now, Kyrie would have helped in these closing moments, I will say, because you needed more of a clutch scorer down the stretch. And I'm not saying that LeBron and AD can't be that. But LeBron James, you can see at his age and how tired he was, and also, you know, hobbling on that foot. You know, it wouldn't hurt. But at the end of the day, you can't afford another max player. The Lakers keep getting max players. It's their problem. By getting Westbrook, then you cleared out. Look, you got rid of KCP, who look what he's doing now. A great defender and a knockdown three-point shooter you got rid of. But I mean, all the talk about Westbrook, man, salute to you too. Man, all the talk about Westbrook, hey, it's not for yet. I will agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I will say it's looking bad, but the only hope is, LeBron can do put all on his back, all he want to. But if Darvin Ham, I'm telling y'all right now, and I said it yesterday, I said it at halftime, if Darvin Ham was going to go out and if Darvin Ham was going to go out in the second half and start D'Angelo Russell again in Vanderbilt, that they was going to get smoked. And that's simply what they did. So if he goes into game 4 with the same lineup again, with that same starting lineup again, it's simply not going to work because the playoffs is all about matchups, right? And now when they matching up with him, you can't hide D'Angelo Russell on defense. He's not a good defender. He's going to get cooked. He's not closing out adequately. He can't play good transition. He's not putting the body on the body. He had one point, even during that third quarter, when I said Jokic was on the bench for those 7 minutes and the Lakers didn't take advantage of it. Man, D'Lo missed 2 threes in a row. He had a wide open 3 where he just had 3 or 4 seconds. Nobody on him on the island. Missed the 3. Austin Reeves run out and get the long rebound and kick it back out to D'Lo again. And then D'Lo again missed the 3. Back to back in the same possession. Usually when the player get a rhythm, he catch it. If he miss it, you catch it back out to him. Boom, they kill him. But, man, D'Lo, I'm not sold on D'Lo, y'all. I would rather have Dennis Schroeder. Right now, the Lakers paying Dennis Schroeder, what, $2 or $3 million a year. You can easily hold on to Dennis Schroeder and you get rid of D'Lo, you freeing up $35 million of cap space. Do you know what you can go get for $35 million in cap space? You can go get you some free agents who can play some 3-and-D ball because that's all you really need in the playoffs is a healthy LeBron, a healthy AD, and some good role players. The Nuggets are proving that right now. And one reason why I did doubt the Nuggets, I won't lie, is the Nuggets, they haven't had a top 15 defense. Yes, Rui needs to start. Rui should have started game 2. He should have started game 3. What the hell is damn Ham thinking? I'm telling y'all, I was so mad, y'all. I was going to go live last night, but I had some hen dog and I had some other things in me. Man, I might would have got banned from YouTube. I was so hot last night at Darvin Ham. I was mad, boy. I'm telling y'all what, man, Darvin Ham. And then you came in the second half with that same lineup, bro. In the same lineup. Okay, let me ask y'all this. Is this rocket science? Is this rocket science? If you start the same starting 5, right? And you start the game at home, game 3, you're supposed to have the momentum, and you start off the first quarter losing by 14 points. Why in the hell in the third quarter would you come out with the same lineup that got you down? So you started with this lineup, you went down 14. You insert this lineup, you tie the game, come back from a damn 14, 15-point deficit and tie the damn game up. And I even told some people I was watching the game when I said, man, if dude come back in the second half and start D'Lo. And not only did he do it in the second half, man, he played D'Lo damn near all the third quarter. Just like he played him into 2 minutes in the first quarter. Like, is his cousin? Is it his cousin? Is he his family? I'm trying to figure it out, man. Scared of players getting mad when they ain't perform. Exactly what I say. Facts over feelings. It need to be facts over feelings, man. I don't know why he loved D'Lo so much. I'm telling y'all, to me, that's a bad sign because they feel like D'Lo is the answer for the future in the point guard position, and they need to sign him. I say otherwise, man. D'Lo is not physical enough to be a playoff point guard. D'Lo is not physical enough to be a playoff point guard. I'm telling y'all, he doesn't have what it takes. Look at D'Lo. Matter of fact, man, my Google it. Somebody else do it for me real quick. What's D'Lo plus minus in the playoffs for his whole career? I guarantee it's a big negative. Hell, just in this series alone, he minus 53, man. I can't say that enough. Minus 53. Let me ask anybody. Now, they got stats. These coaches look at the stats and they know. Dude, minus 53. Why are you still playing them? Why are you still playing them? Let me ask y'all this. Why are they not posting up LeBron James more? Hold on. Oh. Hey, y'all, I just thought about something. You might call me crazy. Is this some kind of setup? Because the more I watch film, the more I'm scratching my head thinking, no coach can be this damn dumb. Because they're not, when they post up LeBron James, every time they're successful. Minus 53 this series. Thank you. Trash. Trash. When they post up LeBron James backs his man down. He can easily get to the basket. And if y'all didn't know, people who just talk about LeBron James, do y'all realize they still double and triple team LeBron James this series? So he 38 and he getting triple team. I want to see how anybody else to get double and triple team like LeBron, how they perform. I want to see how many points they'll have, by the way. But back to what I was saying. They're not posting LeBron James. Post him up. Nobody can really hold him in the post. Jokic probably the only one, but Jokic is not matched up on him. So let LeBron James play in the post. When they bring the double, let him kick it out to a stand-up shooter like an Austin Reeves or a Dennis Schroeder. Let him do that and get them in a rhythm. I'm seeing LeBron James. I'm going to go back and watch the film for tomorrow's show. I think LeBron James might have only had 3 or 4 post-ups. He was scoring in transition. He was taking, and everybody who say this, when Jokic went to the bench in the third quarter, y'all must have forget who hit 2 back-to-back threes in the last 50 seconds of the third quarter to even keep them close, because they was finna get ran off in the third quarter and be down by 8 or 9 with Jokic on the bench. Who was that? LeBron James hit 2 threes in a row. But y'all say he not clutch. LeBron is not a post player. Come on, Paul. You don't even know what you're talking about. LeBron, how many times he done spent around and hit fadeaways on people? Please tell me, y'all. How many times? But he can't play in the post. He was dominating the post every time. He can back down anybody with his power and strength to get down to the basket and then kick it back out to an open shooter. Come on, you must not watch basketball if you say LeBron can't play in the post. Who gonna guard him in the post? Be serious. They not doing that. And another thing they not doing is making me wonder, why are they not running pick and roll with LeBron James as the ball handler and AD as the roll man? I don't understand why they're not doing that, because that'll put a lot of pressure on their defense. Whether they dropping, blitzing, or switching, that's going to have to cause the Denver defense to think and react more, but they're not doing it. They're not doing it. The only time I've seen the Lakers run any pick and roll has been with Schroeder as the ball handler and D'Lo as the ball handler. When LeBron James does it, he makes great pocket passes right there to Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis can fade, can hit the little floater right there. Yes, he can go back to that post fadeaway, but they're triple teaming him. So as soon as LeBron get the ball, they're not giving him a chance to dribble and bag back. I'm telling y'all. So go back to the post, kick it out to the open shooter, let the defense break down, swing the ball a couple of times, get open looks, and play with confidence. Paul, why are you here? Go to a Jordan channel. Man, we welcome Paul, man. It's kind of like, do y'all remember that Eazy-E song back in the day, man? I'm gonna school y'all youngsters real quick on this. You know, Eazy-E was with NWA, and you know, Snoop was with Dr. Dre when NWA and broke up and all that. But, you know, they had that diss song, Dre Day. It went multi-platinum. They was roasting Dr. Dre. They was roasting, Dr. Dre and them was roasting Eazy. But what Eazy come back and say? Dre Day only made Eazy payday, because every record that Dr. Dre sold, Eazy-E got paid for it. And I can go all into what happened to Eazy-E and all that, man. That'll be a subject for another day. We ain't gonna talk about all that. But the reason why I bring it up is just like Paul. Like Eazy said, Dre Day only made Eazy payday. He's just another viewer and a subscriber. We appreciate you. We welcome all haters. We welcome all lovers and all that. It's all good, man. Hate on, hater. I'm looking for my guy, Rico Lewis. He the biggest hater of all time. I said I want to see which one of them was the biggest haters. But I'm going to stay true to my promise, y'all. If the Lakers pull back the amazing comeback, this is what I'm going to do. Because I was going to win a damn lot of money if the Lakers won the finals, because I got in on it a long time ago with like plus 3,000 odds. So you know I wanted this bread. And I was going to take that very own bread, and I was going to pick one of my faithful subscribers to meet me downtown LA, Figueroa Street, as the Lakers march through there for the parade for this 18th championship banner. But it's not looking like it should have been, like I hoped it would have been. But at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. Double D Animations, it could be you if the Lakers win. So keep the faith, man. Y'all don't know. I believe in manifestation, man. You got to believe. Every element that is created in this universe is manifested through a thought first. Y'all understand me? You cannot do anything without first thinking about it. LeBron playing on a hurt ankle, and he's still good against Slant. Exactly. Man, look what he averaging. He dropped 12 assists last night, y'all. He dropped 12 assists last night, 23 and 12. Man, that's great basketball for his age, day on, day off. And he's clearly injured and favoring that foot. You understand me? They never got blown. Exactly. They haven't been blown out in there. My boy Rico, he said no excuses for the Lakers using this year. You right, Rico. We not here to make excuses, man. We not here to make excuses. You know, it is what it is, you know. Have you seen LeBron sit up at the podium after any one of these games and say, my foot hurt, my ankle hurt? He just say, got to get treatment, got to get rest, got to be ready for Monday. You understand me? Mo Bamba came back for game 4 and 5. I think that could have made a difference early in the series. I don't know about inserting somebody who has not even played in the playoffs, this whole playoffs, and think he's going to do something. But if you just use him as a body to throw a joker to slow him down a little bit, then that's fine. Obama has the ability to stretch the floor as a center and make threes. Maybe that will bring Jokic and others who forced to guard him out of the paint and allow LeBron James more room to operate within the paint, because when you have a stretch 4 and a stretch 5, that allows more penetrations and more kickouts. So, hopefully that is something that could help them out with Mo Bamba coming back, but we shall see. I'm just mad because if he coming back next game, man, you could have toughed it out and just came back this last game, player. Come on, Mo Bamba. We needed you, but it was just unfortunate. And just in case y'all didn't notice, LeBron James twisted the hell out of his ankle in that Utah game, like the last game before. I think it was either the next to last or the last game of the season, man. So he been dealing with that for a minute. And that very same thing, that's what it looked like with Mo Bamba. That's what it looked like with Mo Bamba. And he been out all this time. And here you have a 38-year-old man that's still playing like that. The Lakers actually won the rebounding this game, 45-39. So they finally out rebounded the Denver Nuggets. The problem that the Lakers really had was coming out in that first quarter, allowing Jamal Murray to get hot. You said it allows more penetration pauses. Yeah, don't get me started, man. It is Sunday. I won't even get into what that means to me. Maybe another time, but it's an inside joke. So anybody of y'all that's 40 and up, y'all might know what that means. But you know what I'm saying. But anyway, let's sweep, man. Yeah. Like, these haters happy, man. They want to see LeBron go down. See, I don't really recall ever rooting against somebody. I might root for who I like, like 18, 19. See this guy right here? He prayed for somebody's downfall. See, that's the difference between haters and non-haters. See, look, Lay getting swept. Y'all laugh it up, man. Y'all laughing and think it's funny about a 38-year-old man in year 20. In year 20. And y'all want to talk jazz about this man. Just like Shaq. What was Shaq doing in year 20? What was Kobe doing in year 20? What was Kareem doing in year 20? What was Karl Malone doing in year 20? Exactly. They on this channel, y'all. That lets you know they some haters, because they on this channel talking about the next man. Look, they Cancun. But this the same man, y'all, who said he a Lakers fan. But he a Lakers fan, y'all. So that goes out for all these people that's Lakers fan, right? Who, when LeBron James came to the Lakers, what did y'all say? The true Lakers fans welcomed him with open arms, just like Kobe. The other ones, who was LeBron haters from the start, said, we don't want him on our team. When just, for 5 or 6 seasons in a row, the Lakers hadn't even made the playoffs. He delivered a championship to every team he's played on. You understand me? Man, hey, if they come back, we're going to still remain humble. We'll talk a little bit, but we're going to still remain humble. The pressure is on Denver. The closeout game is the hardest game, but they're playing with a lot of confidence. All the Lakers got to do is win one, y'all. If they win one, that'll be a big difference. But, we're going to have to see. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a full breakdown. We're going to have another pregame tomorrow. Like you said, one at a time. You're right. People who they low-key haters, you're right. There's a whole lot of them out there. You got your J.J. Reddicks of the world who actually respect the greatness and understand it. Then you got people who finally coming around. Even KG and Paul Pierce are now saying LeBron the GOAT, because they like, man, 38 years old. Who else could do this at 38 years old? Nobody. I'm going to say it again. What was Michael Jordan doing at 38 years old and 39 years old? Man, I would like to be that coach, because I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't give a damn about D'Angelo Russell feeling. I'm going to tell him, sit down and go down to the very end of that bench, and we don't want to see you the whole rest of the game. And I thought he would have had a short rope on D'Angelo Russell when he came out, but he didn't have a short rope on him. Look at this. I love speed. Man, you look like it, my brother. You look like it. You look like you love more than that. You look like you... Man, I ain't even going to say what you look like, Bagbo. You look like you've been on a lot more than some speed, my guy. And you steadily hating on a 38-year-old man. You probably didn't even brush your teeth this morning before you woke out of bed and started posting on social media about LeBron James losing. I guarantee you didn't. But at the end of the day, man, D-Lo, no, I'm telling y'all what D-Lo is doing. D-Lo is, they thinking about the future. They want D'Lo to be their point guard, unfortunately. So they don't want to take his confidence, because if you bench him in the playoffs now, how's that going to look going into the season? He's an unrestricted free agent. He can go wherever he wants, and maybe they just don't want to hurt his feelings and want to keep him there. I don't give a damn. This guy said Curry's better. That is the most absolute asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. LeBron James, 40,000 points. Steph Curry, 20,000 points. How is he better? Every ring Steph Curry got the first time against LeBron James, what happened? K-Love was hurt and Kyrie was hurt. So, of course, he should have won his first championship. Let me ask you this. If Klay Thompson and Draymond got hurt the first time against LeBron and LeBron James had Kyrie and a fully healthy Kevin Love, who you think would have won? Man, get that dope out your veins and the hope in your brains and stop talking ignorant on my channel. That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. And then the second year you saw what happened, LeBron James and the Cavaliers vanquished him. And then they went out and got Kevin Durant because that's all they could do to stop it. So you want to say Curry better? They just lost. They were the defending. Were they the defending champions this year? Were they the defending champions? Were they the defending champions? No. Yes, they were the defending champions. And now, appreciate that, Mike L, man. Appreciate that. But, you know, they were not the dynasty that a lot of people thought they were because of LeBron James shutting their ass down. So, you know, a lot of people want to hate on, but like I said, Michael Jordan at 38 years old wasn't doing any of this. None of these people are doing that. And, you know, it's going to be a little sad to see LeBron James deteriorate because ultimately it's going to happen. You're going to see him go downhill. He's not going to be the player that he once was. I better take a vacation. Man, I got so many vacation days, man. I still might go out to L.A. anyway, y'all. I love L.A. You understand me? Maybe Vegas. I'm going to go somewhere. But that's the thing about it. I'm going to go on vacation. Paul, you probably on vacation in the basement, living at your great granny house. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist that, man. But nah, just chill, man. I got love for everybody, man. I'm just having fun out here. But nah, man, come on out to I love LA, man. We got to Santa Monica. We got to Venice Beach. Great area, man. I know some good spots to get some of everything out in LA. Be new. Y'all know I'm from Tennessee, man. Y'all know, born and raised Tennessee. I've been all over the world, man. But this is where I call my home. Tennessee, baby. Tennessee. Y'all already know. Let's see. LeBron still making all NBA. Exactly. Still make the most all NBAs of all time. Still making all NBA in year 20. Nobody. Alabama, man. Much love for Bama, except in football. It's all about the Vols, baby. I'm sorry, though. We're going to have to disagree on that. You might be going for Bama on that, but you know, it's Vols for life over this way. Let's see. LeBron need to heal that ankle. Exactly, man. No excuses. The ankle hurt. It is what it is, man. But, you know, at the end of the day, it'll only be one GOAT. And we're going to have that countdown. And we're going to have plenty of times to debate and discuss and talk about that all summer long. But I just feel like, you know, the Lakers are not out of it, like they said, until it's over, you know, until it's over. And a lot of times, you know, the team can win a game and then you put that pressure on the other team. Now, nobody has never came back from 0-3. They definitely going after Kyrie. No, I didn't peep that. He said it's possible to keep Reeves and sign Kyrie. Yeah, then they probably get rid of some more people. It's possible. It's all depending on what Kyrie's willing to accept. He's a free agent. If he wants max money, maybe not. I don't think the Lakers need to pay anybody else max money. You paying LeBron and AD max money, keep that cap space. I think I've been saying for a long time, it's all about a two-man duo. You know, look what the Nuggets are doing. It's a two-man duo surrounded by great role players. The Lakers are a two-man duo surrounded by great role players. Boston, great two-man duo surrounded by role players, right? Miami, great two-man duo surrounded by role players. You know, you don't need that big three, you know, and a lot of people think, you know, this was a big three and that was a big three. But in my opinion, Kevin Love didn't make them a big three. Chris Bosh didn't make them a big three. You know, I mean, you could look at old Lakers squad, old Celtics squads from the 80s and 90s. You could say big three. I still say dynamic duo, you know, even if you look at those Pistons squads in 88, 89, and 90, you know, that's what I said. Good job. Keep Rui, Reeves, and Schroeder. I say Schroeder right now could be the starting point guard for the Lakers. And, you know, by him being the starting point guard, he only making $2 or $3 million a year. That leaves you a lot of room to go out and have great bench players on your squad. I think Lonnie Walker can be groomed to still playing better defense. I think Troy Brown could be a good player, but ultimately, let's see who's out on the free agent market. That's something we are going to talk about as the season progresses. Of course, we're going to do our GOAT countdown again. We're going to have a lot of live shows and everything like that. But, man, I want to stop right now, and I want to thank everybody who joined, man, everybody who participated in the comments, everybody who tipped. I definitely appreciate you all, man. It's for you all that make it all possible. You know, yep, he did. Tell him, David. This Paul dude is delusional, man. But, you know, he loved to be right. He keeps saying he's right. This probably the only time in his life he's right. But say you're right tomorrow. But that is true. Kyrie could have been handy last night. Shit, Russell Westbrook could have been handy last night because at least he would have put pressure on the rim because the Lakers' point guard position has done nothing this series. Dennis Schroeder, even when he's been on the floor, he's been a great defender, but he hasn't been scoring a whole lot of points. Also, you know, Westbrook, you saw what he was doing with the Clippers against Phoenix. He was putting a lot of attacking on the basket, man. Russ just let a lot of people get in his head when he was here, and ultimately that's what led to his downfall, you know, his own demise, because what Russell Westbrook was really doing was he was actually just in his own head, shooting shots off the backboard, thinking too much, letting it cry because he's from LA and he wasn't comfortable. He couldn't handle the limelight of playing with the LeBron James and playing with the Lakers. AD need to call Hakeem, to get some of that footwork, man. He needs to do something. But, you know, AD, I'm not even going to pile up on AD. AD last game was terrible. What was he, 5 out of 18 or something like that? Most of his points came from free throws. But this past game, AD played a pretty good game, man. AD 28, 18, and 1. He was 11 out of 18. That's a pretty good percentage that he shot. Jokic shot 24. Jokic was 24, 8, and 6. So this hasn't been a Nikola Jokic series as much as people want to say. This has been definitely a Jamal Murray series. So if the Lakers can do something like starting Dennis Schroeder next game and putting pressure on him, and I'm going to say this before I go, because basically what happened is they allowed Jamal Murray to get hot. Once you get in the rhythm, a lot of this shooting is about muscle memory. So it don't matter. You saw sometimes when Schroeder was all in his face, but at that point, he was still getting it off because that's muscle memory. So unless you get up into somebody's body and make them uncomfortable when they raising up to shoot, it's not going to really affect them. So if you're already into that muscle memory and you know when I hit to this spot, just like when he's coming off screens, the Jokic is setting, you know, he's not playing a whole lot of ISO. He's just going to make that shot. But Dennis Schroeder is all over him, playing him 94 feet, man, and just really being up into him. And that's really causing him to get off his rhythm, you know. It's causing him to get off his rhythm. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm just gonna say this, y'all, and I'm gonna be 100 with this, y'all. I would believe Lakers in 7. I could actually believe that, but this is what's going to have to happen. And I'll do a full breakdown of this tomorrow on tomorrow's show. But this is what's going to have to happen. Schroeder starts at point guard, okay? In the 2 spot, Austin Reeves starts at your shooting guard. Then you let Rui and LeBron switch between the 3 and 4 of the small and power forwards, just playing in that wing position, and let AD play the 5. And if you start the game like that, because that's the lineup that always brings you back and puts you in the game, why don't you start the game like that, and then you wouldn't fall behind? But instead, you start off with D'Lo and Vanderbilt in the lineup again, you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble because they're not respecting Vanderbilt as a shooter. They never have been, but what he was bringing defensively was enough in the last 2 series, but he hasn't been able to put a stop on Jamal Murray. I think Dennis Schroeder has been doing the best at that. So I would say start Dennis Schroeder, allow him to continue to put pressure on Jamal Murray and not let him get comfortable and start off, you know. And, you know, maybe Mo Bamba into the lineup won't hurt because you have an extra body to throw at AD. So we shall see. Yep, Bron and AD doing all they can. AD could have had a better game in game 2. You know, he had a bad game then, but games 1 and games 3, AD had a monster game. 40 points first game, 28 and 18 last game. Mo Bamba, man, he's been suffering from that ankle. That's why you got to give LeBron all the credit in the world. He's been suffering from high ankle sprain and rolling that ankle several times with that foot. And Mo Bamba, he ain't even been able to make it back, man. A high ankle sprain is no joke compared to just a regular ankle sprain. Because when it's way up there like that, man, that thing would be swollen. And you put any pressure on it, and I guess with him being big and 7 feet, maybe it made it even worse. But, you know, it is what it is, man. But at the end of the day, like I said, I appreciate everybody joining me. We getting into a full hour here. So, you know, I appreciate everybody. What I'll do my best tomorrow night, If I'm not too inebriated, I will join in for game 4 live stream after the game. And let's just hope that it'll be a victory, because if it is, then the pressure goes back on Denver, even though they'll be going back to that high altitude. Maybe that'll make the Lakers step up and play better. Lonnie Walker needs to play better. Lonnie Walker, I think he shot 2 out of 4 from 3. He only played 18 minutes. I think they could have actually used him a little bit better. You know what I mean? But, you know, at the end of the day, Rico, why are we so delusional? Come back 0-3. I mean, it can happen. I've seen the team. Let's put it like this. I'm going to tell y'all like this. I've been around this basketball for a long time. So I'm going to say this before I go, and I want to just put a buzz in y'all ear. There's been teams that was 0-3 and never came back. But do y'all realize there's been a lot of teams that was down 0-2 and came back and won 4 in a row? D-Lo need to step up big. No, D-Lo need to go sit his ass down to the end of the bench. That's what D-Lo need to do. D-Lo, minus 53 this series. Minus 53. He's not giving any defense at all, and he's not making shots, so he's rendering himself useless. But 3-1, like you said, and then they could do it. But going back to that point, I saw that D-Lo comment. You must have been late. But anyway, one thing to say this before I go. I remember in like maybe 2012, 2013, OKC went down to the Spurs 0-2. And the Spurs was looking quite dominant. And the next thing you know, OKC won 4 in a row. So they was down 0-2 and they won 4 in a row. So being down 0-3 is still possible, but it's only possible if you make the necessary adjustments. And what I'm going to tell you right now, if they bench D'Lo, stop playing them all together, start Schroeder and start Hachimura, they can win this series, because it's all about matchups, and that's what the matchups will favor the Lakers on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensive. But if they continue to play small, 3-guard ball lineup, starting D'Lo, who is basically ineffective, then they will go out and they will get swept. So let's hope Darvin Ham makes be new. What about live streaming during the game so we can hear your thoughts live? I thought about that, Mike. I might just do that. I thought about that, man. But I'm telling y'all, man, when I be watching the game live, y'all don't know. I might get, they might take me up off of YouTube, man. I might, because I'm telling y'all, man, last night, Mike, I was hot, man. But I appreciate you, man. I really do. Man, I might do that just for you, Mike, man, because I appreciate the love you showing me, even if I do it maybe during one quarter. But it's also, I'm a little bit superstitious when it comes to games, too, so it's a certain way that I watch, and I got to do it. And I ain't going to lie, the past few times I watched it, it's been some things that threw me off my mojo, and I didn't get to watch it like I normally watch it, and I'm superstitious. And I said, you know what, damn it, man, I just might need to watch this next game solo dolo and focus. Because like I told y'all, if you believe, you can achieve, man. Manifest it, man. The universe is strong. Y'all shake off all them haters. Send them haters love. It's going to come right back to you, man. What's good with you, Be New Ballers Life? If you just joined, man, I hate that you just got here because I'm about to sign off. It's been a good hour. Go back and watch the live stream. It'll be uploaded within the next probably 15, 20 minutes. I honestly don't know how long it takes after this work. But at the end of the day, man, it's late Sunday. I didn't even realize the time. I got things I got to get to. Once again, man, we appreciate everybody. I see that thing about scripted. Wouldn't it be crazy? I'm just going to touch on that scripted thing real quick. I don't necessarily believe in all that, but we're going to talk about the Donahues or whatever the word. But could you see the Lakers going down 0-3 and the Celtics both going down 0-3, both of them coming back and then meeting each other in the finals? I think that right there would be probably the craziest script that anybody could come up with, but we'll see. But anyway, man, like I said, right on to the real. Much love to these haters. About to drop this new merch. Y'all will see it next week, man. Much love to everybody, and I'm out. Peace. Salute, my brother.